in it, but I'm pretty sure you can find empty containers on eBay, Amazon, or your local craft store. So I've opened up the container and I'm going to take some tin foil and cover the lid and the bottom part of the container with it. I'm doing this because I don't want the clay to stick onto the actual container, so this will prevent any kind of sticking. If you don't do this, you won't be able to take out the container from the actual clay. To decorate the containers, I'm going to use polymer clay, but you can also use air dried clay if you want to. I have a ball of clay and I'm going to cover up the bottom part of the container with it, and I'm going to make this into a cup-like shape because we are making a Starbucks lip balm. Now I'm sure a lot of you are probably wondering, why am I using brown clay? Because in the intro, you'll see that the Starbucks cup was green and not brown. Well, I ended up changing my mind, so I went in with some acrylic paint later on, you guys will see that in the video, and I painted it with some green. Anywho, now I have some white polymer clay and I'm going to roll it out kind of thickly. Now I have the lid of the container and I'm going to wrap this around the rim. Then I'm going to roll this down on the table so that it flattens down. Then you want to take another snake of clay and just make that into a whipped cream like shape. This is a very important step. I'm going to open up the tin foil and take the container out. You will not be able to take out the tin foil at this point because you haven't baked the clay, but once you bake the clay, the tin foil will come out very easily. Just make sure that you take out the container before you bake this in the oven. Fun fact, I did end up putting one container inside of the oven, and let me tell you, it did melt, but because the tin foil was on top of it, like it was covering the container, it didn't melt as much as I thought it would. So now I'm taking out the lid from the whipped cream, and then all you want to do is let that bake in the oven for a good 20 to 25 minutes. As I mentioned earlier, once you bake it in the oven, the tin foil comes off super easily. So I'm just taking that off from both of the pieces. This is when I kind of changed my mind, so I'm taking some green acrylic paint and I'm just painting all over it. So now I'm taking the bottom part of the container and I'm gluing it in place. Then I'm going to screw on the lid of the container, put some glue on top, and then just put the whipped cream on top. Just to throw it out there, if you are using air dry clay, you don't have to take out the container and put it back in. You only have to do this if you are going to bake it in the oven. So I printed out a Starbucks logo and I'm going to glue that in place. This is completely optional, but it is not optional for me because I have to do this no matter what. You can go ahead and draw on a cute face. There is the completed Starbucks container. Moving on to the pink marshmallow container, I have some pink polymer clay and I'm going to roll that out into a cylinder-like shape. Once you're happy with the shape, you can go ahead and cut it in two, making sure that one piece is going to be bigger than the other. So I have the container wrapped up in tin foil as we did earlier, and you just want to go ahead and cover up the container with the clay. Now I'm not 100% sure if you guys are able to tell that this is a marshmallow. To me it does look like one, but I'm kind of like iffy on it. I wanted to do like a chocolate syrup on top, like as if the chocolate was dripping from the marshmallow, but then I was like, maybe that would be too much. I took out the containers and I'm going to let that bake in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. Using some acrylic paint, I'm going to draw on a very cute face. There is your completed marshmallow container. Moving on to the next one, I'm going to be making a pineapple container. So I'm using some yellow polymer clay and I'm going to cover up the container with it. For the pineapple, you want to make sure that it's more rounded and there are no harsh edges. Using some green polymer clay, I'm going to make 5 or 6 leaf-like shapes and I'm going to attach them together. Then you want to pop that on top and let that bake in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. And this was the container that I kind of forgot to take out. Once that was out of the oven, I glued the container inside as we did with the Starbucks one, and now I'm just going to go ahead and draw on a cute face. There is your completed pineapple container, and the last container that I'm showing you is a very cute penguin. The overall shape is very similar to the pineapple one, so I thought I'd save you guys some time and show you guys how I'm popping on the wings or flippers. So I took a little bit of clay and I'm going to blend that in with my finger. Using some orange, I made the feet. You want to take out the containers and let that bake in the oven for about 25 minutes. Using some white acrylic paint, I'm kind of drawing a egg-like shape and then a heart on top. That's the best way I can explain that, and then I'm going to fill that all in. Then I'm making the eyes, beak, and blush. There is the completed penguin container. Finally, I'm going to show you how to make the lip balm. So I have my bowl right here and I'm going to put equal parts of beeswax and coconut oil. This is optional, but I'm going to add in a few drops of vitamin E oil. You can also replace this with some olive oil, and if you want to give the lip balm any kind of a scent, you can use essential oils. So you can add in peppermint, vanilla, whatever you like. You want to melt this on a double boiler or microwave. If you want to give the lip balms a slight tint, you can use a little bit of some lipstick and add that in. Finally, go ahead and pour the lip balm inside of your container. As you can see, I made all of my lip balms a different color. They are kind of going with the actual container, so I tried matching it all. And that is pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to let me know in a comment which lip balm design was your favorite. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day so far. I love you so much and I'll see you in my next video.